soccer coach here at Vance Middle School, and we are in the room of Jeannie Guess. She is a recent addition to the Vance faculty. She was hired in late October and has started her program in earnest in right before Christmas, and in January got a brand new room. She has done a lot in here with flexible seating and personalized learning, which are two things that the grant is really likes to emphasize. And she has the at-risk students from several different language arts classrooms in the 7th grade. And I've been in here to give some support and some help, and she's done a wonderful job so far. This is pretty new to her, and so we wanted to talk to her about some of the things that she's doing with these students and the ways that it is benefiting these students. So Jeannie, I know this is still pretty new position for you, and you came from a high school background, so you're moving to a middle school background. What have you seen as the big pluses for having those students by themselves and pulled out in a separate class environment?
One thing I've noticed is all of my students seem to be on the same level in this classroom, but still on the lower level across the board for English language arts. So I think it helps in the grouping because they seem to be able to speak out more and can relate to each other and really seem to participate a little bit better.
Right, and I've seen that. They just today I was doing a lesson with them about Martin Luther King, and they were much more willing to participate in the class discussions than if they were in a mixed group with all their peers.
Yes. I did notice that some, I had observed at the other classes before I really got into teaching here, and they like to hide, it seems,
right.
or really not participate and just kind of go under the radar. But in this small class, the biggest class I have is 17, but they do participate and they raise their hands, and I just noticed that I think that they feel more comfortable with the smaller group and don't feel like they have to
almost like a clubhouse. What are some things that you have done either with the room itself or some of the techniques you use with them that you feel have been successful?
What we've done, it's 99% flexible seating right now. I did leave 2 traditional desks in, and I use that as an incentive to behave and participate and do your classwork in this flexible seating arena. And if they do not do what they're supposed to do, I do have those 2 desks available to send them back. And first thing that I did with the flexible seating was have a contract with the class, and they know to really respect the seating and really pay attention while they're in the seating, right. and to continue to do their work. Or they get to sit in the back of the room, kind of just away. I mean, they can still learn, they can still participate, but they're in the traditional seat, which most do not like. So I really tried to focus on finding seating that was comfortable, seating that was different. I do have some kids that like sitting on the floor, so I have pillows, I have bean bags, I have these bungee chairs, and
that's what we're in right now.
I have the couch, and also these are wonderful. They love these exercise balls that they can sit on, and we do have rules about how to sit properly.
Right.
And I do rotate it once a week, so each student gets to kind of try out the best seating for them.
Right.
I have had 2 students already request not to try out other seating, that they enjoy kind of being in a private area, and they still can learn and listen, and it's not too far away from this area, but they just like being by themselves.
Right.
And they've said, Miss Guess, I do better if I'm separated. And they're still doing their work, but it's like a little private area, and they enjoy it. So we have different sections, just different sections. I've got about, probably about 8 different types of seating that we can
That's
rotate
great.
through. Yeah.
And I think one of the most telling comments about this room is I happened to be here the first day that the students came in here, and a boy that can sometimes tend to be rather loud just like blurted out that he said, "Wow, if I had a dream tree house, this is how it would look." And I thought, well, wow, what better compliment, because he really felt comfortable in it, and it was an environment that he really enjoyed. So that's great.
Yeah, and I've tried to create like kind of a family atmosphere for them, and a community, and just building relationships, not just with me,
Right.
Because they seem to really like me, but I want them to like each other,
Right.
and to be polite and speak words that are nice and show with their actions. So we talk a lot about that too. So it's not just academics,
Right.
it's how to treat people, how do you want to be treated, and basically you really need to like yourself as well. So it's so far so good.
And you use a lot of like large group behavior incentives.
Yes.
Like they can earn marbles to eventually get enough to go have like a class treat.
A class treat. What we did last, we did the marbles for the 2 months in November and December, and they worked toward being able to watch A Christmas Carol at the end and having some donuts, and they did earn that. And I thought that these kids may be a little too old for like marbles in a jar, but they love them.
do.
They love to feel the marbles, and they love to hear the cling when it hits the jar. So it's worked out really great with that.
That's great. Well, and Dr. Scott, the principal, was just telling us this morning that she had looked at some data, and of the students that Jeannie has in her 4 classes, all of them together had about a 40% pass rate for ELA in the first 9 weeks. Like, of all of them, 40% had passed, gotten higher than an F. Well, for the second 9 weeks, 100% pass rate. And I think a big part of that is she is not letting them fail. She is giving them extra chances, giving them incentives, and extra time to get their work done, which is great because they are getting it done and then being able to pass. So that's wonderful. And I'm gonna scan around the room so you can see some more of the flexible seating. We have the traditional tables, couch, bungee chairs, and numerous places where students can sit.
And we have this area that they like. I have got boys and girls both like to sit at this little table, and it just says "You are awesome" on top of it. And believe it or not, the lava lamp has not had any accidents. So